Hello YouTube, it is J Bob the Video Game Slob coming at you from the Pac-Re monster of the Pac-Man's ghost of the weirdest freaking handheld video games that I own in the collection. And so today is another pickup video, as I really need to focus on other things besides pickups. But hey, it is the season. Oh my gosh, that's heavy. We'll get to that one here in a second. But hey, when pickups are in season, do pickups. And so here we go. This was another one of those eBay, when they're having sales, you go out and search them up kind of things. And so Motor City Patrol, I've always heard good things about. Thought, hey, let's scoop this up. I got it for $30, I think. Going price, at least on my list, was always like $40. It was hard to find one's much lower than 40, so 30 was a pretty solid deal. And I thought it would be really good, and so I tested it to make sure it was authentic and all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, it's got all these rental stickers all over it. So I figured it would be. And it was, and I don't know. I'm going to have to look more into it, because to be honest, from when I played, it kind of sucked. You know, but a lot of NES games require the manual and that kind of thing. But this is not one of those ones that was super intuitive, at least off the jump. And so I'm glad to have it. Always glad to be one closer, and for a decent price, 75% of kind of retail. At least at this point, you know, you could be watching this in the future thinking like $30 is crazy money for this kind of thing, but maybe not. So I don't know. It was a good price in today's money, and so I grabbed it, and there it is, even if it sucks. PlayStation 2 and PSP Codes 2006 Volume 1 by Brady Games. So this was kind of a cool story. So the other thing in the bag I went to go pick up today off of, I think that was Let Go, and so a little app purchase. And with that, I passed a retail store that was run by the Humane Society. I'd never heard of this. I wasn't aware of this. So I Googled it while I was waiting for the guy, because he was 5 minutes late, because everybody you meet on the internet is 5 minutes late to everything. And so I gave him a call, and they said, yeah, we have some PS2 and some Wii games. It turned out that was 3 PS2 sports games and a Wii Fit. So, pretty gross. Although the prices would have been fair had I needed any of those. And but they did have a book section, and so I'll show you the other books in the bag. But this is the video game book. This was going into the collection, so I paid 50 cents for this one. Just because I kind of like the secret codes, how do you want to say this? I don't know, series or run. You know, they all kind of have the same look, the same name. It's just kind of a fun era to me in codes. But what's really cool is that this is the exclusive Scholastic edition. So I imagine this wasn't available in every bookstore, but I think it was probably available if it was like when I was a kid, when Scholastic would come to your school and then you could buy things. So if that's true, pretty cool. It might explain why I haven't seen it, because I have a ton of those. So maybe that was it. I really hope this wasn't in a past video. Oh, I can't remember. I've been filming so many videos, and the holidays have been crazy. So if not, $12 at Target. They had a bunch of $12 clearance games. This was the only one that was in a reasonable driving distance. And by that I mean a stop on my way home that had this. So for 12 bucks, I picked this up. Hope this wasn't in a previous video. I don't think it was, but there you go. So on to the Let Go purchase here. Enough dead air. Oh, well, not quite, right? You gotta always do it this way. You gotta say, here was the rest of the book pickup. So I already had the official Pokemon handbook, but I'm a sucker for foil. And you can see that foil, and you can feel the embossing and all this kind of stuff on it. And so for 50 cents, I don't think I'm going to have trouble getting my money back, but it's scorched earth. I don't like to have anybody picking up things with that Nintendo seal on them for 50 cents without me having a hand in it. And so I'm going to take that. And if I can't make money off it for 50 cents, I'm going to hoard it. 1990s or late 80s Turtles books. Just kind of, I need to clean these. But I think these are cool, and so I just picked them up. She gave me a deal on them, so I paid under $2 for all the books. You know, I think there's probably some value. If you look online, some of these are selling for a few dollars, so that kind of thing. The real Ghostbusters, again, having these vintage Ghostbusters, vintage Turtles. I always pick this stuff up when it's dirt cheap like that, because the investment is so little, and as a percentage total, if you sell it even for $5 or $4, when you get it for a quarter, you know, the price is there. So a little chaos here in the screen. Will this roll down? Yes, it will. Well, cord's in the way, but hopefully, if you're a video gamer, you recognize this as the Intellivision 2. Intellivision being the intelligent television from Mattel. Let's see if I can show that off here. You can tell I'm super coordinated. There you go. Intellivision 2, Mattel Electronics. So, the people who made Barbie made a video game console. If you're not aware of it, it sold really well because there are Intellivisions. But then there are also Tandy Visions, which is the Intellivision sold through the brand name Tandy, which is sold through Radio Shack. And then there is the Intellivision 2, which is this console here. And the Intellivision 3 looks like the original Intellivision, but slightly different. But the 2 is more compact. And so, yeah, basically this just plays Intellivision games. There's nothing too exciting about that or unusual. These, I think, are, you know, decently sought after. I bought this for $10. I cleaned it up. I got it tested. It works like a dream. It you know, no issues there. But I think they're more in the $40 to $50 range. I already have a boxed version of this that I picked up years ago from a guy that I got my, what do they call that thing? Vectrex from. Sorry for the video stall there. And so this is going to go to the video game store for some fun and profit, hopefully with the books there. And maybe this will pay off or pay most of the $30 that I spent on Motor City Patrol. So I might end up with the free NES game toward that set, which would be cool because I always like to collect things for free. But if not, hey, it'll just be some extra money in my pocket. It'll get us close to getting there. And, you know, like I said, scorched earth. I like to just have everything that goes in the greater area that I am in my hands. And I really like to have it at the video game store so that the video game store can profit that I am local to. And that they can just have cool stuff like this in their showcase to keep people coming in and looking at it. And that, you know, it can be fun and spend some labor to get these things cleaned up so that they stay working instead of just fading out from history. So I appreciate you, YouTube. Thanks for coming along with me on another What Does This Idiot J Bob Buy? I appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.